What is up, guys? It's me, Vic723, with some Battlefield 4 PC gameplay right here. This was on Lankang and actually recorded before the game's release a week and a half ago in Sweden. Pretty nice game. I hope you guys enjoy. The Sar-21 is a beast gun, has to be my favourite gun on the game. Would definitely recommend its usage once it's unlocked. I think the attachments I'm using, my standard ones. We've got the tri-beam laser, we've got the Coyote red dot sight. I think that's the red dot sight I'm using. We've got the heavy barrel and also the potato grip, because gotta love potatoes and gotta love an M32 MGL. I thought about it and I was like, you know what, let's go in with this thing. So yeah, that's the gameplay you guys are watching, and hopefully you're going to enjoy that. So some of you may know I've been away for the past 2 days at the Battlefield 4 Showdown event that EA hosted in London. It was EU versus US, 32 players versus 32 players. So a huge scale, everyone in person on Xbox Ones down in London playing. Not gonna lie, if you watched it, you'll know that Team EU got destroyed 3-0 by Team US. Just Team US kind of, they were more organised, they were more skilled players, and there was a language barrier on the EU team. We had some French players, Italian players, Spanish players, German players, who couldn't really communicate with each other, so that was a huge struggle in the end. And there were a lot of really good console YouTubers on the US team, so you know, fair play to them, well played to them. They outplayed us. They destroyed us in the air. They were ridiculously strong. They had some insane competitive players in jets on their team who were just destroying us. And our team was not very strong in the air. We didn't really have any good jet or jet players. Maybe one or two good heli pilots. But it was, yeah, it was tough, you know, from the get-go with that. I didn't get to play in the second game because it was 16 versus 16, they did obliteration. Then the final game, Flood Zone, was where I kind of did my best. I was just holding the rooftops in the middle of the map. I think I went 20-something to like 16, which doesn't sound great, but I think I was like 4th on the leaderboard. And this is against, you know, players playing, you know, really seriously, really, you know, good players, top-notch players. So well, I was happy with it. It was good fun. It was a very long event, a lot of rehearsing, kind of practicing the way everything would run through for the actual live stream event. Never really been involved in anything quite like that. You know, when you sit down and watch this kind of stuff, you're like, oh, they're doing a stream, you know, they're just live doing it, they've got the players down. But we had to go down the day before, we had to be rehearsing all day, they had to be practicing their lines, you know, their prompts, what things they're going to show off, all that sort of stuff. We had to make sure we were getting our classes set up properly. Playing on the Xbox One, actually, the first time anyone's played a multiplayer, you know, FPS game on the Xbox One, which was quite exciting indeed. There's been a lot of stuff that's been emulated for Xbox One with Xbox One controllers, but nothing actually played on the Xbox One, so that was a really cool experience. Wasn't allowed to capture anything because it's not final code yet. There were a few little issues that cropped up, but tomorrow I'll be doing a video kind of talking about the differences between Xbox One and PS4, and now that I've, you know, used both of them, and my thoughts on all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was good fun to get going with them. Again, I got to meet a lot of cool people. That's why events are always good fun. Did take a chunk of time out of my schedule, and now I've got to work double time with Call of Duty Ghosts coming out in 3 days. I'll have plenty of content on that for you guys. Battlefield 4 will end for a little while once that game's out, because I'm going to focus on that, just like I'm focusing on Battlefield 4 now, just because it's what I'm enjoying right now. And I'm sure, you know, within a few weeks, I'll be a little more bored with Call of Duty, and Battlefield will start filtering back in. So if you are purely a Battlefield fan, feel free to check out some of the Call of Duty stuff. I don't think I have, you know, too many people who are just interested in watching Battlefield. I know with Call of Duty there's a lot of people that are only interested in watching that, and they probably can't hear me right now because they're not listening to this video, they're not watching it, but you are, and you're awesome, and that's cool, and I appreciate that. So yeah, that is what we have going on the event. Like I say, a lot of, you know, guys I knew from the US were out there, met a few guys from the UK who are really cool, and it was just kind of a chilled out experience. We tried to have so much strategy, it was ridiculous. You know, we had people designated to jets, designated to heli pilots, tank squadrons, but in the end, everyone was just jumping in each other's videos, and the jet pilot was like, "He stole my jet, why has he done that?" And it's just like, calm, stay calm, it's a game. So, yeah, we tried to, I think, you know, the main downfall is that we tried, one, with the language barrier, we tried to organise a whole team. We were all sat, you know, 32 of us, right, you guys are going to do this, you guys are going to do that, you guys are going to do this, and everyone was stepping on each other's toes, and making mistakes, whereas the US team were more organised from squad to squad. They had their commander telling, you know, the squad leaders what to do, and then the squads kind of did their own thing, but they knew what they were doing. They spread out well, they held flags, you know, they kept players on their back flags. They had really good strategy, really good gun skill. Just in, you know, vehicles, they were destroying us. We were much stronger on the ground when it came to gun, at least. To start with, when they were fresh to the Xbox One, but they started to clock onto our tactics, and we got beaten. But altogether, it was a really fun event. Really good to be playing Battlefield 4 in a competitive environment. The only downside, I'd say, is that it's a little disheartening when I was, you know, playing really well, really strongly, really happy with how I was doing in the third and final game, the decider. And then to go on to lose, you know, sometimes in Battlefield, especially when you're infantry, you do feel like you don't have so much control over the game, which is, again, like I said, why I like playing the infantry-only modes like Team Deathmatch you see right here, because I feel if I have an outstanding game, you know, we stand a good chance of winning, which is nice, but it is also, you know, fun to jump into the team element of the big games, and I really ought to get some of those going on here for you guys to watch, so stay tuned for something along those lines. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys soon.